One sentence in a fan club statement borrowed the exact words of the person it was supposed to be apologizing to. That's the detail almost nobody flagged. In the middle of a fandom conflict that had already crossed from social media sniping into a criminal complaint, a statement meant to calm things down quietly lifted a line from Xiao Zhan's own team, and then declined to say the one thing that line was actually asking for. Rabbit News Hallyu. Here's how it started. On August 25, Gucci released its global pre-fall 2026 ready-to-wear campaign, the first full seasonal rollout under creative director Demna. 10 names were attached to it, including Xiao Zhan, BTS member Jin, actress Ning, Tom Brady, and Shawn Mendes. WWD put Xiao Zhan on its cover for the release, his 8th Gucci campaign overall, spanning 6 categories from ready-to-wear to fine jewelry. For a multi-ambassador rollout like this, uneven visual weighting between names is close to the industry default. Brands don't distribute exposure evenly, they distribute it according to market priority, campaign category, and cover placement. But some segments of Jin's fanbase read the imbalance differently, not as standard brand math, but as disrespect. Comparison posts turned into complaints. Complaints turned into direct criticism of Xiao Zhan. Within roughly a day, the conversation had moved almost entirely away from Gucci's creative decisions and into a fandom conflict with 2 sides. Worth noting, this wasn't Xiao Zhan and Jin as individuals having a dispute. There's no indication the 2 artists interacted at all, publicly or privately, over this campaign. What actually collided were 2 separate fan cultures, each reading the same set of marketing assets through a completely different lens, one side seeing standard campaign hierarchy, the other seeing a snub. That distinction matters, because almost everything that followed was driven by fandom interpretation, not by anything either artist did or said. That's the part of the story most coverage stops at. It shouldn't. Around August 26, a portion of Jin's fanbase crossed from public criticism into an act with legal weight. Some individuals reportedly obtained and published personal identifying information belonging to Xiao Zhan on platforms including zhanglinghe, alongside imagery designed to intimidate. This is where a brand ranking argument stopped being a fandom dispute and became a matter for law enforcement and the courts. Conduct like this sits inside a specific legal framework in China. Personal information disclosure of this kind can implicate privacy protections under the PRC Civil Code, and in serious cases can meet the threshold for Article 253 of the Criminal Code, the provision covering infringement of citizens' personal information, which carries penalties reportedly reaching up to 7 years, alongside civil liability. That is not a minor administrative matter. It's a criminal exposure question, and it puts individual fans, not just fan communities in the abstract, but specific, identifiable account holders, on the wrong side of a law with real consequences. That's worth sitting with for a moment, because it's easy to talk about fan wars as if they're contained to comment sections. This one wasn't. Somewhere between a marketing image complaint and a criminal statute, actual people made a decision that moved this dispute out of the realm of opinion and into the realm of law. The size of that jump is usually the part that gets lost in recaps that treat doxing as just another beat in a celebrity news cycle. And the response moved fast enough to become its own headline. On August 27, Xiao Zhan's studio, working through zhanglinghe law firm, published a formal case summary. The firm stated it had already gathered evidence of defamation and infringement of reputation and privacy rights by identified Weibo and zhanglinghe accounts, and had filed suit, asking the court to compel the platforms to disclose the real name identities behind those accounts. The firm added it would keep collecting evidence of further violations across platforms going forward. What stands out isn't just that they sued. It's the timeline. By multiple accounts, the full arc, from the conflict escalating, to evidence being compiled, to a lawsuit actually being filed, took under 24 hours. That's fast enough that fans started calling the studio's approach choose without hesitation. In an industry where legal responses to fan-driven harassment often take days or weeks to even get announced, a same-day filing is not the norm. It's a deliberate signal about how the studio intends to handle this category of conduct going forward, and it's a data point worth remembering the next time a similar dispute breaks out around any artist represented by a team with this posture. Now go back to that fan club statement. In the aftermath, a site associated with Jin's fan community issued its own response. It called for accountability against whoever instigated the doxing. And it quoted, more or less directly, a position Xiao Zhan's own side had publicly held in the past, that a fan's actions should not be allowed to reflect on the idol they support. On its face, that's a reasonable principle, and it's one both fandoms would presumably agree with in the abstract. But look at what the statement didn't include. No apology to Xiao Zhan. No apology to his fans. The statement borrowed the exact logic that Xiao Zhan's camp uses to protect him from his own fans' worst behavior, and applied it entirely inward, to protect Jin, without extending the same courtesy outward, to the person who was actually targeted. That's not a neutral oversight. A statement is a curated document. Every sentence in it is a choice, and every omission is also a choice. Choosing to cite the opposing side's stated values while skipping the one line that would have acknowledged harm to that side is a specific kind of communication, one aimed at managing perception for your own community rather than repairing anything with the other one. Online reaction treated it exactly that way, widely describing the statement as deflection dressed up as accountability. There's a second thread running in parallel that puts this contrast in sharper relief. In the same window, Xiao Zhan Studio was also running its ongoing docuseries Meeting Xiao Zhan Every Day, which had just published behind-the-scenes footage of him laughing on set, and coverage of his guest appearance at Na Ying's concert singing Spring Blossoms. None of that content was reactive. It was the studio's normal, pre-planned content rhythm continuing on schedule, completely separate from the legal filing. The studio didn't pause its regular programming to address the controversy, and it didn't fold the controversy into its regular programming either. It ran 2 tracks at once, routine fan-facing content on one, formal legal action on the other, each handled through the appropriate channel. That kind of separation, keeping a legal response and a public-facing brand narrative from bleeding into each other, is itself a small piece of crisis management craft, even if nobody involved framed it that way. Which brings the story to its real center of gravity. 2 very different institutions responded to the same event, at 2 very different speeds, with 2 very different definitions of responsibility. Xiao Zhan's studio treated this as a legal matter requiring evidence, documentation, and formal court action, executed within a day. Jin's fan community treated it as a reputational matter requiring a public statement, phrased carefully enough to call for accountability without personally owning any of it. One side moved through institutions built for exactly this kind of harm, legal teams, law firms, courts, platform disclosure requests. The other side moved through the only institution a fan community actually controls, its own messaging. That gap matters beyond this single incident. It's a reasonably clear illustration, not proof of an industry-wide rule, but a clear individual case of something increasingly visible in cross-border idol culture, when a global brand puts multiple fandoms on the same billing, on the same page, in the same campaign. It doesn't just create a marketing moment. It creates a pressure point where different fan cultures, different senses of what fair treatment looks like, and different tolerances for public criticism collide. Most of the time that collision stays online, in comment sections. Occasionally, as here, it escalates into something a law firm has to get involved in. None of this changes what actually happened at the level of fact. A brand ran a normal multi-ambassador campaign. A comparison turned into criticism. Criticism turned into an alleged act of doxing. And one team filed suit inside a day, while the other team wrote a paragraph that used the right words in the wrong direction. The detail that started this, a fan statement quoting the very principle it failed to apply, isn't a small irony. It's the clearest evidence in the entire episode of how differently 2 sides define what it means to take responsibility. If you're the kind of viewer who wants the story behind the headline, not just what happened, but what the wording, the timing, and the silences actually reveal, that's the whole reason Rabbit News Hallyu exists. Subscribe if you want analysis, not just updates.